This is Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break down who really runs things and how regular people can push back.
Welcome back to Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're talking about something every single person walking around needs to know: your rights if you're stopped by police.
This isn't about being anti-cop or pro-cop. It's about knowing the rules of a situation before you're in it.
Because the worst time to learn the rules of chess is when someone's already got your king cornered.
So let's start at the beginning. Can a police officer just stop you on the street?
Yes, but only under certain conditions. They need what's called reasonable suspicion, a specific reason to think you might be involved in a crime.
Reasonable suspicion is less than probable cause, which is what they need to actually arrest you. It's like a legal ladder with different rungs.
A random stop because you look nervous doesn't legally cut it, though courts have debated that line for decades.
Now here's the big one. Do you have to answer their questions?
In most of the United States, you have the right to remain silent. That comes straight from the Fifth Amendment.
The Fifth Amendment protects you from being forced to say something that could be used against you. It's been around since 1791.
Though here's the catch. In most states, you do have to provide your name if asked during a lawful stop. It's called a stop and identify law.
About 2/3 of us states have those laws, so whether you have to give your name depends on where you live.
That's a fact worth Googling for your specific state before you ever need it. Knowledge now, panic later, or ideally never.
What about searching your stuff? Can they just dig through your backpack?
Generally, no. The Fourth Amendment protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures without a warrant.
But there are exceptions, and officers can search without a warrant if you give consent, if they have probable cause, or if something's in plain sight.
Which brings up maybe the most important thing to know. You can calmly say, "I do not consent to a search."
Saying that is not an admission of guilt. It's exercising a constitutional right, same as declining to answer questions.
And say it clearly and calmly. Don't physically resist, even if you think the stop is totally wrong.
Physical resistance can escalate things dangerously and can actually become a separate charge against you. The legal system has processes to challenge bad stops later.
It's frustrating but true. Fight it in court, not in the moment.
Now, what if you're in a car? Does that change things?
A little police can stop a car for a traffic violation, and both driver and passengers have rights, but the rules get slightly more complicated.
The driver must provide license, registration, and proof of insurance. Passengers generally don't have to provide ID unless there's a stop and identify law applying to them.
Passengers can also ask, "Am I free to go?" And if the officer says yes, you can calmly leave.
That's a powerful question with exactly 4 words. Am I free to go?
If they say no, then you're being detained, and that triggers more formal rights protections.
If you're placed under arrest, here's the magic phrase the Supreme Court made famous in 1966, Miranda rights.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Police are required to read you Miranda rights before a custodial interrogation, meaning once you're in custody and they want to question you.
And you can invoke those rights at any time just by saying, "I want a lawyer," or "I'm invoking my right to remain silent."
Once you say that, questioning is supposed to stop. It's not just TV drama, it's constitutional law.
Now, we said this is nonpartisan, so let's be clear. Most police encounters are routine, and most officers are trying to do their jobs well.
Knowing your rights isn't about assuming the worst. It's about being prepared for any situation, the same way you'd know a fire exit before a fire.
And it works both ways. Officers also have rules they must follow, and knowing yours helps everyone in the interaction.
Studies show that people who calmly and clearly state their rights tend to have encounters that go more smoothly.
Calm is a superpower. Seriously, keep your voice even, your hands visible, and your words simple.
So let's do a quick recap of the power moves. Know whether your state has stop and identify laws. Remember, you can stay silent beyond your name.
Say clearly, I do not consent to a search. Ask, am I free to go? And if arrested, ask for a lawyer immediately.
Write those down somewhere, or at least remember the vibe: calm, clear, constitutional.
The Constitution is basically a rule book that took centuries of really bad situations to write. It's there for everyone, including you.
Especially you, actually. It was literally designed with the idea that people need protection from power going wrong.
And understanding it is the first step to using it. That's kind of the whole point of this show, honestly.
That's power lines in a nutshell. Pull back the curtain, see how things actually work, and walk away a little more ready for the world.
Thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay calm, and know your rights. See you next week on Power Lines.